All right, class, these are your plans for today, October 30th. Um, Basically, what we're doing is that we're getting into our groups from the other day, and we are looking at the plan of investigation for our IAs. The goals for today: understand the requirements for Section 2. I know 1B has done this. I know 4B, two groups have done this. Read and understand the rubric for Section 2 of the IA. Once again, 1B and some people in 4B have done this, and use the knowledge of the rubric to grade IB exemplars. So that's our task for today. Couple things here to understand the first goal, understand the requirements. Go through this process. This should be on your handout. Also look onto the board, and I will have a link to this handout up there. So if you want to use the laptops or any other electronic device, you can go ahead and do that. A couple things that you have to be able to do, and then once you become familiar with that, it's time to get into your groups. The groups, once again, if you look on the board, there's another link that will tell you which groups you're in and which example you should have. And those stacks and everything are located on the podium next to all the other materials. So you're into your groups. You're reading through your IA examples, and you should discuss. And I've also included a footnote here of what I'm expecting for discuss down here. You should discuss and address the following bullets. And you should be writing these answers and comments on a separate sheet of paper. So is writing clear? Has a writer used logical tight structure that advances the investigation towards their conclusion? Have they conducted an ongoing critical analysis of the topic and their sources? Is the investigation focused on the research question? Has evidence from a range of sources been used? Has the investigation included varying perspectives? Has the essay built towards a reasoned and well-argued and well-evidenced conclusion? So what you want to do is you want to read through your example, and as a group, add some comments here for the following bullets on a separate sheet of paper. Then, once you're done, same process as last time. Send a representative up to the sub. They will give you an envelope with the moderator's comments, and you should note any discrepancies in what you learn. Last, there is some big white paper up there in the front next to the moderator's comments and next to the podium. And you should probably take about 2 of these white sheets of paper, attach them together using tape, and your final product would be something that looks like this. This would be your visual representation that I talked about the other day. What you want to do is you want to tape or glue your IB exemplar here in the middle. If it's 2 pages long, maybe 1 page right here, and then on your second white sheet of paper, have it attached down here at the bottom. On the left-hand side, you want to add all your comments, and when you're adding your comments, please indicate where in the investigation readers can find evidence and examples of yours and the moderator's comments. So when you're listing out your comments here, this is when you can draw lines onto the exemplar. You can highlight, you maybe make anything so when you or anybody else in the upcoming weeks they're looking at this sample, they can see exactly what is meant by the comments, either the strengths of the paper or the weakness of the paper. They can find examples of that. So your examples and indications on the left-hand side, the moderator's comments on the right-hand side, and then at the very bottom, what discrepancies were noted between your score and the moderator's comments. What did you learn about part 2? That is the final product that should be due or should be completed by the end of today. Once again, getting into your groups, understanding what is supposed to go into the investigation, looking at the IB example, making comments on a separate sheet of paper. All right, after discussing and reading the example with your group members, and then getting the large white paper, attaching your exemplar onto the large white paper, making comments on the left, moderator's comments on the right, and any discrepancies that were noted and what we'd learn. If there's still time in class, you can read through task 2. This is concerning your investigation. We will be in the library the next 2 class periods, and you will need to get, most people have about 3 to 5 sources, and we need to have a minimum of 8 sources for our investigation. So you can start using JSTOR, which I'll attach that information on the board. Google Scholar. You can look in my among my bookshelves and see if there's any books that might help you out in your investigation. Please, please, please leave the books back where you found them. Do not take them out of the classroom. The blue set of books that are in the back of the classroom, the Annals of America, that would be helpful if anybody's doing American history. That's full of primary sources. But just look around the bookshelves. If there's anything that you feel like that could help you out, please feel free to look at them and make sure that you're following all the instructions for how to go about doing the research. I have a process that I want us to go through down here on page 5 of the handout. I'll have my remind up, so if you have any questions about what you're supposed to do, please make sure that you shoot me a text via remind. Thanks.